The video from the whole episode spread through the university like wildfire, sudden, loud, and unstoppable. By 4 p.m., Dr. Shola the hypocrite was trending on TikTok. Clips were everywhere. WhatsApp status, memes, Instagram reels, class group chats, gossip blogs. Even the vice chancellor's cleaner had saved the video. But inside the Adebimpe sitting room, everything was too quiet, dangerously quiet. Tonia lay on the couch, her 7-month belly rising gently under her gown. She was scrolling through her phone when the video appeared. It was a WhatsApp message sent by one of their church members. She didn't open it at first. The caption alone made her breath stop for a moment. Dr. Shola, the hypocrite, disgraced. A cold feeling spread through her chest. Tonia, press it. You really know what this is. Press it. Her fingers trembled. She pressed play. Tonia stared at the video until her chest tightened so sharply. She pressed her hand against it. Her heart didn't just break. It collapsed. Not because she was shocked, but because she remembered how many times she had argued with herself on his behalf. Maybe he's tired. Maybe I'm overthinking again. Maybe he's right. He's really faithful. Maybe I'm the problem. She remembered the perfume she smelled on his shirt, the late night, the coldness, even the contraceptives and the lipstick stain. Every time she had forced herself to swallow it. Shola is different. Shola is not my father. Shola is a lot of things, but he's not that kind of man. But looking at that video now, Riri's trembling voice, the baby on the podium, the DNA paper, Shola's stupid, shocked face, a sound escaped her throat. Low, weak, wounded. Her eyes blurred instantly. My God, she whispered. After everything. Tears burst out of her like a dam breaking. Her mind dragged out the memory she hated the most. Her father, stumbling into the sitting room, smelling of cheap perfume when she was 14. Her mother crying in the kitchen. The neighbors whispering. She had promised herself she would never tolerate that kind of pain. Yet, here she was, living the exact same nightmare she thought she escaped. Her tears fell harder. You saw the signs, Tonia. You knew. You begged yourself to trust again, and he used that trust to destroy you. She closed her belly and whispered, I'm done. I'm leaving. But I won't leave him this way. She stood up, walked to the bedroom, picked a few clothes, her small savings envelope, her phone charger and her Bible, and a tiny phone containing months of audio recordings. The kind every abused woman eventually starts keeping for her own sanity. She zipped her bag. As her mind wandered, how many times Shola had screamed at her, called her oversensitive, insecure. Her chest tightened suddenly. She stood up, picked her phone as she scrolled through the voice recordings. The one she used to record him when he insulted her at night, mocked her, called her useless, told her she was sick. She selected the worst recordings, the ones he could never talk his way out of. She wiped her face, swallowed her tears, and whispered, if you want to disgrace me, I will show you disgrace. Then she opened her WhatsApp. She clicked the contact labeled VC Secretary, Mrs. Kolade, and without hesitation, she pressed send. Tonia stared at the voice recording she had just sent to the VC Secretary. Her hand trembled. Her heart felt squeezed from the inside. It's over, Tonia. You've seen enough. You've endured enough. She wiped her face slowly, stood up and walked to the bedroom. Every step felt heavy. Her legs were shaking, but her mind was clearer than it had been in years. Her phone rang, Shola's name flashing. She ignored it. She took a deep breath, grabbed the pen and scribbled a short note. Her tears fell onto the paper as she wrote it, but she didn't wipe them. Shola, I loved you with everything I had. I prayed for you, waited for you. I defended you. But today you broke the last part of me that was holding this marriage together. I deserve peace. I deserve respect. I deserve safety. I'm leaving. Do not look for me. Regards, Tonia. She folded the note neatly and placed it on the dining table. Her chest tightened painfully as she took one last look around the house she had suffered in. I'm done. I'm really done. She dialed her friend Amanda. Amanda, Please come. I'm leaving Shola. Her voice cracked. I can't stay here anymore. I'm coming right now, Amanda said. Wait outside. Don't stay in that house another minute. Tonia pulled her small box behind her, walked to the door, and just as she stepped outside, a sharp pain shot through her stomach. Her vision blurred, her knees buckled. Then her world went dark. Tonia! Madam! Wake up! Voices floated in and out of her consciousness. Someone was lifting her. Another person was shouting for a stretcher. Lights, cold air, nurses. When she opened her eyes again, she was already in the labor ward. A nurse adjusted her drip. You collapsed outside your gate. Your neighbors rushed you here. But someone called you, your friend Amanda. She said she's on her way. Tonia closed her eyes in relief. Minutes later, Amanda rushed in. Oh God, Tonia. She held her tightly. What happened? Don't worry, I'm here now. Just breathe, eh? Calm down, everything will be fine. Tonia tried, but another wave of pain tightened her entire body. She grabbed Amanda's hand and cried out. The contractions kept coming, each one stronger than the last. Sweat gathered on her forehead. Tears slipped down the sides of her face. Amanda, I can't. It hurts. Yes, you can, Amanda whispered, steady and firm. You're not alone. The pain built and built until Tonia felt her whole body pushing on its own. Minutes blurred into each other, pain, breathing, pushing, crying, until finally a sharp, tiny cry filled the room. Her baby. They placed him on her chest, warm and small and perfect. Tonia broke down, clutching him gently. My baby, my beautiful baby. Amanda held her hand, her voice soft and shaky with relief. It's over now. You did it. When she was discharged a few days later, Tonia did not go home. Amanda drove her straight to her house. A quiet 3-bedroom flat filled with soft laughter, warm light, and the kind of peace Tonia had forgotten existed. As soon as they stepped inside, Amanda held her shoulder gently. Tonia, listen to me, she said, her voice firm but kind. You can stay here for as long as you want. No time limit, no pressure. This is your home too. Tonia's throat tightened. She clutched her newborn closer, blinking back tears she didn't have the strength to hide. Amanda's husband, Michael, came out from the kitchen the moment he heard their voices. Tonia! Welcome, he said, smiling warmly. Sit down, please. You must be tired. Let us handle everything today. And they meant it. For the next few weeks, they cared for her like family. Michael cooked most evenings, leaving a portion for her, even when she fell asleep early. Amanda stayed with her through the late night feedings. They helped clean, bathe the baby, and encouraged her to rest. They made sure she never felt like a burden. Slowly, the shadows around Tonia's heart began to lift. She learned how to sleep without fear, how to wake without dread, how to breathe without pain sitting on her chest. Her baby grew, smiling more, kicking stronger, lighting up the little apartment like a sunbeam. And at 6 months, when Tonia felt strong enough to talk about work again, Michael stepped in. I've been asking around, he told her one evening. A friend of mine at a tech company needs someone for remote customer support. The pay is fair and they train new staff. I think you'll be perfect. Tonia froze, surprised. Tonia applied and she got the job. Her first salary made her cry, not because of the money, but because it felt like a new beginning, something she built with her own hands after losing everything. And slowly, piece by piece, what once broke her now pushed her into a version of herself she never imagined she would become. And in that warm house, with Amanda's kindness and Michael's quiet support, Tonia rebuilt from the ashes, piece by piece. Meanwhile, Shola walked into the house like a man returning from war, but without the victory. The baby was crying softly against his shoulder, her tiny fist opening and closing. He didn't even know how to pat her back properly. When he stepped inside, the house felt too quiet, too empty, too cold. Then he saw it, the note, sitting on the table, waiting for him like judgment in handwriting. His throat tightened. He reached for it slowly, almost afraid to touch it. As he read Tonia's words, his vision blurred. He blinked hard, but the words didn't change. She left. She really left. The note fell from his shaking hands. He dropped to the floor, legs folding under him as if his bones had dissolved. The baby cried louder. Shola pressed her gently against his chest, but his hands trembled so badly he almost dropped her. He whispered into the child's hair, voice breaking. I don't know. I don't know what to do. God, what did I do to myself? He sat like that till morning. No sleep, no food, no thoughts that made sense. Just shame, fear, confusion, regret crashing into regret. By dawn, loud banging shook the gate. Then footsteps. Then the door flew open. Shola stormed in like a whirlwind of rapper and outrage. Shola! She shouted, voice sharp enough to cut glass. What is all this rubbish flying everywhere about you? Are you mad? Are you trying to kill me? She spotted the baby first. She froze. What? What is this? Whose child is this? So this is true. Shola opened his mouth, but nothing came out. Ma advanced, hands on her waist. Answer me! Did you really get your student pregnant? Did the girl really drop your child inside the school hall like lost and found item? Where is Tonia? Mama continued in her questions. Shola squeezed his eyes shut. Mama, she left. His voice broke. She left me. I don't know where she went. Mama gasped. You mean Tonia left you? You mean she abandoned the home? Ah, Shola, you have killed us, oh. She paced frantically, hands on her head, muttering to herself, staring at him like she didn't recognize her own son. Shola's breathing turned shallow, almost like a child having a panic attack. Mama, I haven't slept. I haven't even blinked. She cries and I don't know how to comfort her. I tried to feed her and my hands couldn't stop shaking. I'm afraid I will drop her, Mama. I'm afraid I will hurt her. He looked up with eyes full of shame. Mama, please. If you leave me alone with this child, I will just run mad. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to be a father. I don't even know how to be myself anymore. His shoulder sagged as if a weight crushed him. Please, Mama. Take her. Help me. Help me raise her. I'm begging you. Mama, please. I can't do this. His hand shook so violently the baby nearly slipped. Mama rushed to steady the child. She held the baby awkwardly at first, almost as if she was trying to hold the scandal away from her body. She looked at Shola again, disappointment deep in her eyes. Shola, what exactly did you gain from this? Tell me. All your big grammar, all your church position. See where you have brought us. Shola's lips trembled. I messed up, Mama. I messed up badly. I don't even know who I am again. Ma sighed long and hard. Finally, she shifted the baby to her shoulder and said, go and fix this your mess so that you brought upon yourself. And make sure you bring your wife back. The shame is too much. But even she knew that fixing anything at that point was impossible. Shola's world had already cracked and the pieces were falling everywhere. 2 weeks later, the email finally came. The subject was urgent. Report to disciplinary panel immediately. Shola stared at the screen for almost a full minute, his breath shallow. He opened and closed the message 3 times, hoping the words would rearrange themselves. But they didn't. By the time he walked into the administrative building, he felt like a stranger in a place where he once walked with pride. The security man at the door barely greeted him. Students were whispering about him when he passed. He kept his head down. The panel room was cold, too bright and too quiet. 7 people sat behind a long table, professors he admired, colleagues he once laughed with, administrators who used to shake his hands warmly. Now every face looked carved from stone. He looked the empty chair placed opposite him. Nobody greeted him. Nobody smiled. The VC cleared his throat. Dr. Adebimpe, sit properly. Shola adjusted himself with trembling hands. The VC opened the file slowly, deliberately, as though giving the entire room time to absorb the disgrace of the moment. Before we begin, he said, we need you to watch something. A projector flickered to life. The video of Hall 2 played. Every second dragged. Riri, the baby, the DNA paper, the students shouting. Shola's own face, confused, exposed, and destroyed. Not one in that room looked away. When the video ended, a long, suffocating silence followed. Then, the VC gave a single nod to the legal officer. He pressed play on another file. Tonia's recording filled the room. You're useless, Tonia. Even if you die. Shut up, woman. Who asked you to talk? The voices coming out were so many. He stabbed the silence like a knife. Shola dropped his head, wishing the ground would swallow him. One professor rubbed her temples, disgusted. Another shook his head slowly. A third wrote something, closed her pen, and leaned back as if the decision had already been made. Finally, the VC exhaled and closed the file. Dr. Adebimpe, he said quietly, there are mistakes, and there is this. He pushed the file aside. This institution cannot keep you anymore. Shola blinked rapidly, tears gathering. Sir, please, sir. Sir, I can't. No, the VC said sharply. No explanations, no excuses. The evidence is overwhelming. Your conduct is unacceptable. Effective immediately, you are suspended indefinitely, pending full disciplinary review. A staff member stepped forward. Please surrender your office keys, sir. Another step forward. Please surrender your access card. Another. Your email privileges have been disabled, sir. Shola's mouth hung open slightly, his chest rising in painful, uneven breaths. Nobody pitied him. Nobody spoke for him. Nobody offered comfort. He looked around the room one last time. Faces he once respected, students he once lectured, mentored. Not one pair of eyes met his. By the time he stepped out of that building, the sun was already setting, casting long shadow across the campus. So students saw him from afar and whispered. Others pointed. A few laughed. And within 24 hours, the gates, Dr. Shola Adebimpe became nothing more than a rumor, a warning, a ghost drifting through the same university where he once trusted like a god. After the suspension, Shola disappeared. People only had rumors. Some said he traveled to one village near Akoko. Others said he's teaching in a primary school. Some people even said he's now a carpenter working with one of his cousins. Nobody knew the truth. Nobody chased the truth. Nobody even cared. One thing was certain. The mighty Dr. Shola Adebimpe became a cautionary tale. The example parents used to warn their sons. The gist campus used to warn young girls. The story preachers used to warn proud men. Meanwhile, while Shola's life was going down the drain, Tonia's life slowly rebuilt herself. With the remote job Michael helped her secure, she began saving quietly. By the time her son turned 6 months, she rented her own apartment, a beautiful 3-bedroom flat in a quiet neighborhood with good light, steady water, and a plenty of space for her baby to play. On the day she collected the keys, she held them in her palm for a long moment, feeling the weight of everything she had survived. Amanda followed her inside, smiling like a proud sister. This place is perfect, Amanda said, and we are going to make it feel like home. They spent the next days fixing the interiors, choosing curtains with soft colors, arranging a clean, airy nursery, setting up a small workspace for her remote job, spreading out throw pillows and rugs Amanda insisted she needed. Tonia stood in the middle of the living room one evening, watching Amanda screw a small shelf into place. A tear slipped down her cheek, not from sadness, but from gratitude. I can't believe this is mine, she whispered. Amanda smiled, wiping sweat from her forehead. You earned every piece of bit. Now start living, Tonia. Start becoming who you were supposed to be before life tried to break you. Tonia looked around her new space, her own walls, her own floors, her own peace. And for the first time, truly and deeply, she felt like she was standing on her own 2 feet again. The end. And that, my friends, is how Tonia's story unfolded. Not with noise, not with revenge, not with quiet strength. She walked away from a life that was breaking her and stepped into a future where she could finally breathe. Shola's fall was loud, public, unforgettable, but Tonia's rise was gentle. The kind of healing that happens in safe places with people who truly care. Now, what can we take away from this journey? Sometimes walking away is the real act of courage. Sometimes peace is worth more than saying to prove a point. And finally, sometimes the strongest victories happen in silence and not in battles. Tomorrow didn't fight to destroy anyone. She simply chose herself and life did the rest. I hope her journey reminds you that you deserve a life where you feel safe, valued, and nothing less. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and please remember to like, comment, share this video. Thank you for staying with me till the end. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.